I don't know whether you are really satisfied with your life. Well, I certainly wasn't satisfied. I was a musician. I was respected in community. I was principal cellist in quite a few orchestras. I was a freelance cellist. I taught cello, I taught piano. My students, some became professional. But I was not satisfied with me, never satisfied with me. I was always questioning me. I was suffering, unhappy. Music didn't make me happy. Not permanently, anyway. I was always wanting to know something greater than this. As a child, I would pray to Jesus, Lord, make me a good person. I want to be more like you. I said to God once, whatever God is or whoever God was at that time, in my 20s, I prayed, I said, I don't want any scaffolding to hold me up. I only want you. So throughout my early years, I was attracted to something beyond this body-mind, something greater. I didn't have the language to understand what it was all about until the teacher Adidar Samraj came along. He's written many books, and there's a picture on his Adidar Samraj. And he revealed to me that what I was seeking for was enlightenment. I was seeking for that heaven on earth. I was discontent. I was looking for that person that wasn't of this world. I was looking for a purity, a sense of freedom, certainly someone who was not suffering. I wanted to live a life of love. And at that time, I didn't realize that true happiness and love, real love, unconditional, are synonymous. You can't be real love without being happy. And he taught me that the true nature of the body-mind is happiness. The true nature is love, already love. But he also taught me something that I was doing and we are doing that was preventing us from living a life of love and happiness. He was talking about a disposition, not an action, not something to do for someone, or not to be unselfish, or not to do good turns. And I mean, that's by and by. But a disposition of already happiness, already joy. A disposition that is permanent, that is taken through one's daily life out into the world. And the revelation that he taught me that we are all doing, which is sin, we're all separating ourselves from our natural condition, our innate, inherent disposition. It's like we all know what the heart does, but it's as if we are contracting the heart and not allowing the heart to function as it should. Or we are interfering with any particular organ in our body. We're interfering with the function of these organs. And he would call it the self-contraction, which is ego, indicated by clenching his hand. That is our true state. The true state of the heart is open. The true state of the lung is open. The true state of the brain is open. The true state of the eyes are open. The true state of the nose, that smells, is open. The true state of the taste buds is open. The true states of our genitals are open. We don't like to talk about the lower regions of the body mind, but it's part and parcel of the human being. To be in this state of openness is our true, innate, inherent state. I always use this as an example. Water is inherently wet. You cannot have non-wet water. Well, the human being is naturally open. That's its, inherent state. And the qualities of the open disposition of the body-mind is already love, joy, delight, intimacy, happiness. It's its natural, inherent state. Excuse me, I've got something in the oven. There's some flapjack, actually. Let's check on it. Thank you. It's this activity that is preventing. Why we do this activity, I don't know, but we do. It's ego. It's not nice. The egoic disposition has a different destiny than the natural and enlightened, open body-mind, which doesn't have a destiny. It is just as it is. It's in the present. It's now. It's this minute. It's like the heart is beating now, this minute. The brain is functioning, the lungs are functioning, the genitals are functioning. Everything's functioning as it should if it's open. But it's the ego is the ruination of intimacy, the ruination of tolerance and cooperation. It's the ruination. It separates. It's sin. It's not necessary. It's like strangling. Everyone's doing ego. Understand this. And in that disposition, you are not a very nice person, really, because you're full of yourself. You're full of wanting to satisfy yourself. You're wanting others to make you happy. You want the things of the world to make you happy. You're always wanting to be made happy. You're always wanting to be loved. You're always wanting to be accepted. Always. This open hand disposition is real God. When you are there, you don't know about it. When you're really happy, unmade happiness, joy, delight, then you're open. And then it won't be long before ego takes over. You contract. And that contraction is not necessary. It's like a heavy grip. My teacher, Adidas Samraj, has revealed to me the ridiculousness of living like an ego, or living as ego. Living in sin is separation, that activity of separating oneself. You're pinching yourself. That is sin. The pinch is sin, not the results, the actual pinching. Notice that you're contracting. Notice this contraction throughout the day. And the only way out is to redirect your feeling attention. Redirect your attention from off yourself, self-forgetting, God remembering. Every human being, every body mind is self-possessed. There's only a few people that can be called God-possessed. They're not doing the self-contraction. It's not necessary. There's an essay here about very few people want to take that step. It's a heart matter. It's the way of the heart. Turning away from the ego is the way of the heart. Accept my revelation that you are doing egoity. See, this activity is something that everybody is doing. So, back to my childhood and young adulthood, that's what I was seeking for. I was seeking for a teacher that would teach me a way out of egoity. There are the extremes of being self-possessed. And you enter into hell realms when you really are self-possessed. You might become catatonic. You might have feelings of suicide and actually take your life. You are absolutely full of yourself, so knotted up, so contracted. You cannot relate to anything. But everyone is doing the contraction. Everyone. It's a state of unenlightenment. Very few people take up the path of enlightenment. The self-contraction is the ruination of relationship, true intimate relationship. Everybody is avoiding the natural state of the body-mind is like an open hand, is like a vessel, an open vessel. You feel this great energy flowing through you. You feel the presence. I don't like using the word God, but it is this divine presence. It is spirit. The body-mind is spirit. It's psychophysical. No matter how much you read, no matter how much knowledge you accumulate, no matter what religion you belong to, or what labels you give yourself, doesn't matter one iota. The fact remains is that the body-mind's inherent condition is likened to the open hand, and everyone is doing this contraction. Find that out. It's an activity that must be noticed before you are willing. It's all about me against you from this disposition. I want. You want. I want you want I. There's no real happiness in that. It's emotional blackmail. You've got to see the horribleness of living as ego. Everyone is at war with one another. You can see it in towns. You can see it when you're walking on the street. You can see it while driving in your cars. If that's the way you want to continue to live, now that I've revealed this to you, then so be it. But if you wish to do something about it and become gracefully, it's always to do down to grace, to become or to live as your natural inherent state of enlightenment, free of ego, no more of this contraction. Thank you for listening. Comment and ask me questions by all means.